Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Indigo Diamond here with another video, here to talk about the first and second episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 7, also known as the All-Winners Season. First two episodes have finally dropped, and I will say I am not disappointed. So far it's been really good, so we'll see how the rest of it goes. Because yeah, first two episodes have set a very high standard. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and tell me down below, who are you rooting for currently? My problem is I like most of the queens here, and yeah, Jinkx is definitely one of my tops. Monet Exchange, Shea, Coulee, Jaida I really want to do well. Yeah, it's just Raja's doing a lot better than I think maybe you would have thought she would have done, considering she's not been on it since season 3, and season 3 was quite different to how Drag Race is now. But she's been keeping up, and pulling ahead, sort of thing. So yeah, let's get into it. So we'll start off with episode 1. Kind of just do like a rough overview sort of thing. So queens come in. First thing they have to do, after they've come in, we have the mysterious ninth queen that comes in, who doesn't say anything, doesn't show her face. Turns out it's Raven, and this is all a bit. She's not actually here to compete, but she identifies as a winner, which, yeah, a lot of people wanted her to win season 2. And some people even think she should have won All Stars 1 as well. So, there is that whole issue there. Also, the fact that the winner of season 2 doesn't do drag anymore. So, yeah. But it is all a bit. She's not here to compete. It was just a funny bit, which I appreciate. I like when drag race and the drag queens from it can sort of take situations and make light of them almost. Just have a bit of a joke. Not everything is 100% serious. Oh my god, this is it. It's do or die, which I do very much appreciate. We have the reading challenge, and honestly, no one does badly, but there were some obvious standouts, like Monet Exchange did well. The winner of the reading challenge was Jinkx. I 100% agree. I think Jinkx was brilliant, but I may be slightly biased. I do love Jinkx, but so far I feel like she's been proving people why she is as beloved as she is. So yeah. So reading challenge done, we had our bit, and RuPaul announces the twist of the season. So no queens are going home this season. And I will say, after these first two episodes, I now want this to be the format for just All Stars in general. Not just the All Winner season, I want All Stars going forward just to be a case of, yeah, no one's going home. It's just going to be a season of showing your talent, showing what you can do, and we'll do a point system to determine who the top 4 is going to be. Honestly, I think for me that would be the best way to do it, just because then you don't have the whole, oh, queens are going to send certain queens home because they're scared of how the fandom's going to react. You don't have the whole, oh my god, she was robbed. I mean, yeah, it's sort of that double-edged sword. It's great having the eliminations because I suppose you can focus on queens week to week, and then you don't have to worry about maybe if a queen did badly in this challenge, but maybe she'll do really well in a acting challenge or something. But you also someone like Manila, and probably Shangela would have stood a better chance if they had been able to just keep going. So, and obviously Pangina and Jimbo as well. So it's something I would prefer, just because for me, Drag Race is one of those things, like, keep it on the original seasons, keep the eliminations on the original seasons. I think that's perfect. But when it comes to an All Stars, these queens have already been through it once. They've been brought back for a reason, and a lot of that is their fan favourites, or maybe they've just grown so much from their original season, And I would just love to be able to just have all these seasons of just all these queens in them going for all these challenges and just seeing how well, maybe if they don't do so well in like a sewing challenge, but they're really good with their singing and stuff like that. And I would even be happy if that meant that we did just have smaller groups for All Stars again. You know, if they were all there for the entire time, keep it just like 8 or 9 or something like that. I would be fine with that. Just my personal opinion. Let me know down below. Is that something you would like to see going forward? Or are you happy with the elimination format? Or do you have a different idea? You know, I'm not saying those are the only two options. You know, I also think it would just be nice for the queens. You know, they spend all this money on these looks, and you know they take all the time out to be able to come and do this sort of thing. I just think it would be nice for them to be able to, you know, show everything. So, yeah, so done all that. They go to the main stage and they get a walking judgment from Naomi Campbell. And obviously, like, Shea Coulee, this is like, oh my god, number one thing on her bucket list that she wants to do. Naomi Campbell had no critiques for Shea Coulee. Not surprising, Shea Coulee is very good at walking. Unlike me, I'm very bad at walking. Jinkx got, you know, a bit of critique about her walking, but honestly, Jinkx isn't really a runway queen, you know, not like Raja and not like Shea, so it is what it is. Trinity got quite good critiques on her, so yeah, it was a bit of a mesh. You know, some people just got told that maybe they needed to slow it down a bit. Some people were like, Monet Exchange, she kind of like teeters, like side to side with her feet. So Naomi Campbell mentioned she hated that. But the main challenge for episode 1 is they essentially have to write an original verse to a RuPaul's song called Legends, I think. Not 100% with it today, so it's going well. So yeah, that was fine. You know, it was nice to see. The other reason I kind of would like to see the whole no one goes home, everyone's in it, is I feel like it relaxes the queens just a lot more. If they know no one's going home, you know, and Jaida pointed out, she's like, you know, you can almost take a chance on yourself doing something that you wouldn't normally do, but it's okay because you're not going home. You know, it's just whether it works in your favour or not. So, you know, you do still have that issue, because if you want a legendary legend star, you know, you may want to push yourself, but you know that if you take that chance, worst case scenario, you just don't get a star. So, I know we had some tender moments with Jaida as well, talking about the fact that, you know, she was worried about how she was going to be with everyone coming into this, because of the fact that, you know, she won during a pandemic, you know, she had to accept her crown over Zoom and stuff like that. And for me, I was just sat there, I was like, I completely get where she's coming from. I just wanted to give her a hug. But at the same time, I'm like, but you still need to recognise that you still did the thing. Yes, it was in a slightly different situation because of everything that was going on. But at the end of the day, you were still the best out of season 12, and you won because of that. You know, so there is no damper on your crown. You know, you still did exactly what needed to be done, and you were rewarded with the crown for that. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, that was the situation, but you still rose above everything, did what needed to be done, and snatched the crown. That crown is yours. No one can take that away from you. So the verses were very good. I will say, you know, everyone did well with the choreography, and Trinity forgot most of her words, which was hilarious considering she wrote them. But, you know, you didn't really notice it. You know, you were watching it and it still all felt really good. You know, it was just what you expected from an all winners, honestly. Coming to the runway theme was crowns, essentially. Jinkx was one of my standouts. I must admit, Jinkx did really well. Shea obviously did amazingly. Raja had an amazing outfit. I'm trying to think who else I really liked. I did quite like Trinity's outfit. Trinity had quite a good outfit as well. And yeah, I think those are like my standouts of like, oh my god, this look is amazing. So yes, the top two from this week, we had Shea Coulee and we have Monet Exchange. I'm not mad. Both of them did very well in the choreography. Both of them had great verses. I maybe would have switched out Monet with Jinkx. Because I think Jinkx did a very good verse. She very much had a verse that essentially just reintroduced herself to the masses. And for me, I prefer Jinkx's look over Monet Exchange's look. Very strange song for the lip sync. So it was Old MacDonald Had a Farm by Ella Fitzgerald. Honestly, not something that I'd ever heard of. I mean, obviously I've heard of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, but yeah, as soon as the song started, I was like, okay, I can get into this. It was crazy. And it was a very close lip sync. I do think Shea was the correct winner. And I mean, they both get a legendary legend star anyway, so it's not like losing the lip sync means, they don't get the star and get one step closer to that final. It's just a case of the winner gets, is it $10,000? And the the opportunity to block a queen from getting a legendary legend star. Next time they should get one. I think it's just in the next episode. So Shea chooses Trinity, which means episode 2, if Trinity can compete, and she may even be in the top and win. But at that point, she'll still get the $10,000. She'll still pick someone to block, but she will not herself get a star. So, fun times. So, yeah. That was episode 1. Episode 2 was Snatch Game. Now, this Snatch Game, they do the normal format of a regular season. It's not Snatch Game of Love. It's not Snatch Game Family Fortune style. It's just Snatch Game, as it was. But, because these are legends, they have to do 2 Snatch Game characters. So they get one half as one, and then they'll change into their second character. And it was probably one of the best Snatch games ever, in my opinion. And for me, honestly, it was all Jinkx. Now, the top 2 were Jinkx and Trinity. Trinity did an amazing job on her characters, but for me, 99.9% of my laughs came from Jinkx. So, Jaida did okay. It wasn't... I don't think it was good as her Snatch Game on season 12. But, it was what it was. Yvie did... Oh god, excuse me. Definitely better than she did on season 12. Season 11. Season 12? She... no idea who her first character was. Her second character was the Boogeyman, and I must admit I was very attracted to Yvie Oddly as the Boogeyman, and I'm pretty sure most people would be. But I think the thing with Yvie is she just seemed to have a bit more fun with it. She... Yeah, it just didn't seem like she had a good time with Snatch Game on season 11. This season, she definitely seemed like she had more fun. Vivienne... So, Vivienne did Joanna Lumley as her first character. Joanna Lumley as Patsy from Ab Fab. Now, the judges praised her and said she was really good. And I was sat there and I was like, the look was good. The accent for me wasn't there. For me, it sounded too much like Vivienne and nowhere near enough like Joanna Lumley. Now, it's difficult because Joanna Lumley is a very particular voice, especially as Patsy, but if you're going to do her as a character, you need to be able to get the accent down. Well, especially if they're going to praise you for her, for it being such a great characterization. It just, the accent wasn't there. So what she said was good. How she looked was great. Accent. Next, she did Catherine Tate as Nan, which was better, but I could still hear the Vivienne's accent. Like, it's weird because when she did Trump, you didn't get the Vivienne's accent at all. It was literally just all Trump. But then she does two British characters and her accent fully just was still there. I don't know if maybe the British characters are too close to home for her. Saying that, actually, well, I was going to say saying that, she did a really good Cilla Black impression, but they're from the same place, so the accent would be a non-issue at that point. I don't know, maybe the English accents are just too difficult for her, whereas, like, the American one she can slide into easy. I don't know. Where am I going? Who's next? Monet Exchange. Okay, Monet Exchange... I can't... Who the other ones she did? I don't even remember one of the characters she did. Where's my brain today? So we'll focus on the one character I remember Monet doing, because apparently my brain's just fried. She did Mike Tyson, was absolutely hilarious. The voice was brilliant. I loved it. Great. Monet did say that she was worried because she's either really good at Snatch Game or like just not so good. I definitely think she did well. Now, we'll go Trinity next because I want to save Jinkx to last because I'll probably be on her for a while. So Trinity, the first person she did was the devil. Lucy, and in brackets fur. It was very funny. It was incredibly gay, and it's like, yep, that seems correct. And yeah, I did love it. Every second was great. Second character that Trinity did was Leslie Jordan. It was perfect. It really was. It was great. I very much just enjoyed watching Trinity be funny. So, props to Trinity for that. She did a great job. Okay, Jinkx. Here we go. So, Jinkx's first character was Natasha Lyonne, the main actress from Russian Doll. And that was very much the look she had, was the Russian Doll look. It was great. I was worried at first when I first saw her dressed like that because I was like, oh, she has a very difficult to follow way of speaking. Jinkx got that down. It was a non-issue for Jinkx. Loved it. The best part of Snatch Game for me was the second half, because Jinkx did Judy Garland. That Judy Garland was hilarious. Literally, I was dying. I couldn't breathe for half of it because I was just laughing too much. She had a microphone, and she'd keep looking at the camera and be like, is this my camera? And she sang at one point, and she was pulling up all the microphone cord. It was hilarious. She referenced a moment from season 5. So back when they had to do the makeovers, she had an old veteran called Dave who said that he thought he might have been the reason he might have killed Judy Garland because he gave her some pills or something. And, Jinkx referenced that. She said, oh, don't worry, you didn't kill me, sort of thing. I forgive you, and things like that. It was the funniest Snatch Game. It was amazing. I want to see a Snatch Game with just Jinkx and Dayla, just doing different characters. Each of them can have 4 characters each, and we'll have 8 people in Snatch Game. And I want that so badly now, because Dayla is great at Snatch Game. Jinkx is great at Snatch Game. Make them do 4 characters each. I have no doubt that it will be the funniest thing ever on TV. Because, yeah, that Judy Garland was so funny. So funny. Yeah, it was very good, very good. Raja, actually, before I forget, Raja did an amazing job. Now, she did a puppet called Madam. I've not heard of. I don't know the reference, but she had like the puppet face. She had like the oh, you know, they have like the sticks on their arms to make them move. She had like something on the back of her arms to make that look. It was so good. It was so good. And then she did, was it like the original editor of Vogue or something like that? The makeup skills were phenomenal, but the characterization was great. So like my top three were Jinkx, Raja, and Trinity. Jinkx was like you are definitely my top. If you don't win this, I'm going to be very annoyed. And then we had, it could have been changeable between Trinity and Raja. Like, they both did an amazing job. And I just think it's one of those things for someone like Raja to come in and slay as hard as she has these first two episodes. You know, I think it just kind of shows why she won season 3. You know, clearly she just has so much more than you think about when it comes to Raja, and I'm just so pleased that she's able to just show everyone why she won her season, why she is a winner. So yeah, but the top two, as I said, were Jinkx and Trinity. The runway theme was pleather. I had some standouts. Jinkx looked really good. Jaida, I thought, looked phenomenal. Brain's going blank. I don't know. Shea probably looked good. She always looks good. Um, but yeah, the top two were Jinkx and Trinity, and they had to lip sync to "Rumor Had It" by Adele. Now, this was a song. I was sat there, and I was like, Adele's song, and it's not like one of the like ballad. Is it a ballad that she usually does? I don't know. It's one of the like dancier songs that Adele does, ish, kind of. I don't know. It was a good song, but it's not one that I would have picked maybe for a lip sync. But both did very well. You know, both were kind of like camping it up and making it a bit more comedic. That's the word I'm thinking of. Jesus, my brain's going downhill very quickly today. Yeah, I couldn't do this yesterday because my throat was. Jesus, it's gonna be a fun day. I've got work tomorrow. Winner of the lip syncs was Jinkx. I definitely agree. I thought Jinkx just slightly edged out on Trinity there. Unfortunately for Trinity, though, because she got blocked last week, she doesn't get a Legendary Legend star. So as much as she's got to win, she is not anywhere closer to being in the final, whereas Jinkx now is. So we've got 3 people that have a star, which is Monet, Shea, and Jinkx. Jinkx does get to block someone, and she blocks Shea. Now, honestly, makes sense. If you're going to block someone, you're going to block someone who already has a star, or at least, you know, you think might get a star next, because of the fact that, you know, you want to block those people so you can get more stars and get closer to the top, because it's all about the stars. Whoever has the most stars ends up in the top 4. You know, 4 people with the most end up in the top. So you want to block those people that you think are going to get the stars. So, yeah, I think Shea was a smart choice. I know she said she was going to block someone who already had a star, so it could have been Monet. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Shea, especially considering next week's like a design sewing challenge, I feel like Shea was probably a good choice. Although, I mean, they're not going to know what the next challenge is at that point. So, yeah. One of my favourite things from these so far is seeing the queens walk up and down holding that plunger and kind of being like, who am I going to pick? It's been very entertaining. It really has. That is going to be it before I just kind of stand here rambling with my nonsensical brain today, because, yeah, apparently I am just away with the fairies. I mean, I am a fairy. I might as well be away with the fairies. But yes, leave me a comment down below. Who are you rooting for? Are you enjoying this season so far? For me, I am loving it. I think it's great. My main problem is the fact that I can't just watch it all in one go because I want to watch it all now. And I'm very impatient when it comes to Drag Race, and I just want to know what's going to happen and what the rest of the challenges are going to be. But let me know down below, who are you rooting for? Are you enjoying this season? What would you like to see for future seasons of All Stars? Would you like them to keep this sort of point system? I personally would. I'd like to see all the queens be able to show all their range of abilities throughout an entire season. So yeah, I would definitely like to see this continue and not just for winners seasons. While you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I will see you lovely people, I don't know, next week. Bye!